In a previous video, I showed you how to do good product research. Here's a case study example. This week, I'm researching digital courses. And the research question I'm trying to answer is how do we make it 10x easier for aspiring product managers to get hands-on experience? So we're looking at three areas of research. We're looking at a high-level industry background, doing a competitive landscape, and looking at the customer journey. And then we'll synthesize our findings. In this portion of the video, I'm going to talk about the industry background. So we did some basic research, desk research, Googling, industry reports, and given that we're looking at the digital course industry, I like to start off overall with some overall trends. So we know digital course industry is growing at 17%. We know that the market size is approximately 200 billion and growing annually. So what this tells us is this is a fairly large market. It's growing. It's a market that we likely would want to be in. Now, next thing we want to do from overall market size is look at who are the primary segments of providers in the industry. There's different ways to slice and dice when you do market segmentation. You can do it by provider, you could do it by course type, you could do it by a lot of different methods. In this case, I chose to do it by the provider type. So in this market, there are three different types of providers. There's traditional educational institutions, there's online learning platforms, and there's individual course creators. The traditional learning institutions are the major educational institutions such as Harvard, Stanford, MIT, who offer courses online. Online learning platforms are platforms with courses such as those offered by Coursera or Udemy or General Assembly as well. And then there are individual course creators. These are personal influencers, brands who create individual courses. One thing I should note within the online learning platforms, some of these also have in-person materials as well, so I'm including that there. So once we have a sense of the overall market size and the segmentation, I like to start to look at what are the key trends in the industry, what is taking place that is the root of where the industry is focusing and where we might want to focus from a product standpoint. So at a high level, what we know is a key insight in this industry is that previously only about 5% of learners were completing online courses. And now some providers have been able to improve those rates to 80% or more. And again, this information or this insight I got just from doing some research and finding some concrete data points. So I was curious to see, okay, what is the reason why some providers have been able to improve these rates? Because if we think about developing a great course for product managers, that's 10 times better. We're going to want to understand what are the trends that are happening in the industry. So based on some additional research, we could group the key trends or the key reasons into 4 categories. The best course providers are providing courses that are high touch, meaning smaller groups and cohorts with highly personalized attention. They're providing courses that are high commitment, meaning they have students that pay or put some skin in the game just rather than just offering for free. They have courses that are high collaboration. So there's a community aspect and a peer group that you're working with. And there's high rewards for completing the course. So it could be a monetary incentive or a non-monetary incentive in this case. Lastly, this is, of course, a very high-level view of the industry. But lastly, we looked at some of the emerging trends. And in this space, there's a number of emerging technologies that are going to shape the way digital courses run in the future. So we know microlearning is a trend. So breaking up content and breaking up learning into smaller modules, smaller bites. Gamification is a trend. How do we use design and game elements to make learners more motivated and engaged? AI and artificial intelligence, of course, is going to shape learning and how people take courses in the future. Mobile is already happening. People are choosing to use more mobile courses. We also have virtual and augmented reality, which are changing the landscape. And then lastly, we have, as I mentioned, collaborative, more cohort-based learning rather than massive online courses where you don't really get to know the people that you're working with. These are some of the key trends that are shaping the industry. Why these are relevant is as we start to come up with ideas for our product and how we want to change and improve the existing process, this is going to be important background information for us to know as we design a product around this. So in the next, this is just part one of the research. This is where we focused on the industry research. In the next video, we'll talk about some of the competitive landscape, including who are the competitors and what do they offer.